We all know how it feels to set up a goal on the 1st January or tell ourselves, next Monday, I will work out, I will eat healthier, or I will stop hanging out with those toxic friendships, I will stop going back to these toxic relationships, or you get a sudden wave of motivation just before you go to sleep and you tell yourself, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna finally start those new goals I told myself I would do. Then the next morning we wake up, it's as if none of that happened. And even though we always end up choosing the action that is gonna make us regret it later, we can't stop doing it. And in this video, I'll explain you why our brain often prioritize comfort over growth and how to beat this situation so you can set yourself up for winning, for success, and actually do your goals, implement them, and stop doom scrolling, not eating healthy, and not doing none of the things that make you proud of yourself. Let's talk about the psychological reasons why we all want change but find it so hard to start and why a lot of us never start. Your brain is designed to seek comfort, not growth. So, scientifically, our brain's reward system favors instant gratification, which is the dopamine. So, the habits that feel good in the moment gives you the fast dopamine and zero effort. So, following your dreams requires discomfort first and reward later. What does this signal to your brain? Your brain says, no, let's go on TikTok, get our wave of dopamine, and then later we'll experience the feeling of regret. But you have to beat what your brain is programmed to do and what you have been doing for over the years. If not, your brain is always going to seek the comfort over the growth, even if it's not benefiting any of us. So, the second thing is your identity is still attached to the old you. Scientifically, the subconscious holds our identity that you've repeated for years. So, if you have been someone that is lazy, inconsistent, that procrastinates, your brain will protect that identity through self sabotage because change will feel like a threat to who you've always been. So, this makes creating new habits really difficult. And it's like you want to level up, but your brain is terrified of becoming someone new. The third thing is going to be you use old habits to cope with uncomfortable emotions. All of our emotions are secretly telling us something that we're never aware of because it is secretly it is secretly replaced with a habit. So, scientifically, bad habits regulate our emotions. So, if you're someone that is always binge watching, that is probably an escape from stress, an escape from family problems, from work stress, from problems at work, from relationship problems. So you immerse yourself in the new world by watching the television, by feeling like someone new watching those things because you are seeing another reality instead of yours. The second thing is scrolling. This is going to be avoidance of loneliness. So every time we scroll, we are absorbing the emotions, the situations, and we get dopamine from all of the different things we see online. And we see situations from different people, we see funny things, we see sad things. So this makes us live all of the emotions that aren't ours. So we're living everything but our own emotions. So it's an escape from loneliness and what's currently happening inside of us. The third thing is procrastination. Most of the time, people that procrastinate, it's a protection from fear of failure because your brain prefers being comfortable than having the potential feeling of disappointment and of failure towards a new goal. towards a new goal that you wanted so desperately to do, but then you failed, and now you're gonna be so you're gonna think like you're not capable of achieving great things. So it's like protecting you to ever knowing if you actually have the potential to achieving things. But you have to understand that even if you never achieve those things, if you never try those new things, either way you're still going to be failing, because we're always failing every day in our in life. We're always going to be failing because we always need to level up to grow. With our families, sometimes there's going to be problems. We will have to level up in certain aspects. At work, we will have to level up. So don't you prefer leveling up in the things? Because if you have them deep down, those goals, it's because you're actually meant for pursuing them. And do you think that successful people don't go through failure? They all go through failure. It is impossible to not go through failure. The only thing that you have to do is rewire your brain to understand that even if you fail, what matters most is that each time you don't let it dictate your journey, you let it dictate how much you're going to level up next, how much you're going to continue pushing forward and proving to your failures that you're going to be capable of beating them, and you're going to be capable of achieving your dreams, your goals, no matter what. And so that is the best thing you can do for yourself. So your hold habits that are helping you cope with uncomfortable emotions are actually survival tools. So you are not addicted to your bad habits. You're addicted to not feeling your emotions, because every one of us is scared of feeling emotions, of being vulnerable, of understanding that we're not as strong as hard as we think. Because who wants to cry all night? Who wants to understand that something have hurted us and they're not as strong as they believe? And most of the time this is also the ego that is protecting us from ever thinking we have done something bad, that we are not as strong as we believe. But you have to understand that your emotions are the most beautiful thing ever. Once you learn to hold them, to be there for them, after it is life changing, because they're not going to be holding you back anymore from your success, from attracting better relationships. Because even those emotions might come from unhealed traumas, unhealed situations you have went through that need to be processed. And I used to be so scared of not feeling my emotions. I never wanted to go to therapy. But guess what? Was I helping myself? I was not helping myself. In the contrary, how do I want to level up? How do I want to move forward if I'm not even capable of being there for myself? Explain me that. So, let's talk about the solutions on how to break free from what isn't serving us, and for you to finally achieve your goals, your dreams, because I know you're all capable of it. If I'm capable, if anyone out there is capable, there's no one better than us. We can all do the things that we want to do. We just have to put our mind to it and actually pursue and create and make the action for it. You have to first build safety, not pressure. Your mind isn't afraid of the goal, it's afraid of the discomfort. So if you start small, your brain isn't going to feel as threatened, and later it will be easier to change more and more and pursue more and more, because you have shown to your brain that growth is safe. And once you will see the benefits of actually creating, pursuing your goals, and beating the feeling of discomfort instead of staying comfortable, it's going to be life changing. You're never going to want to go back, because you're going to see how much time you have wasted in the past, and you're going to see how much you can actually improve your life just by actually beating the discomfort of your brain and rewiring to a new identity. The second thing you will have to do is you will reprogram your identity with tiny proofs to get to your highest self. Your brain doesn't believe the future you yet. As I told you, the subconscious mind holds the identity we've repeated for years. So you have to give it small evidence every day that you are that person. Whether it is doing a 10-minute workout, whether it is just making your bed in the morning, all of us neglect neglect small habits, thinking it's not going to have any impact on us, which isn't true at all. Because you know what? Once you do your bed every morning, after it's going to be so easy that you're going to want to start something new, to feel this sense of like, wow, I'm actually capable of staying consistent to new things and actually building things. And this is the snowball effect. It grows and it grows and it grows and it multiplies until you end up being a completely different person. So the third thing is break the emotional cycle. Most habits aren't the real problem. They're a solution to an emotion we haven't dealt with. So whether it is you're always procrastinating, you're doom scrolling, you're avoiding being there for your feelings, what are you, ask yourself, what are you actually avoiding? What feelings are you trying to avoid, or what are you actually feeling that it's trying to tell you? And the best thing is that once you will understand those emotions, after you're going to be capable of moving forward or of actually not being controlled by this emotion, because we believe that by not feeling them, we're doing ourselves a favor. No, because look at all the habits you're currently doing. And I'm not blaming anyone because I'm not perfect and I also have a lot of things to work on. But I'm just saying that knowing ourselves, be knowing our emotions isn't the devil, isn't a negative thing. It's a good thing. It's hidden lessons trying to talk to us, trying to be there for us. And if you're not going to be capable of being there for yourself, how are you going to be capable of actually being fulfilled in life and being happy? Because you're escaping your own self. And also, when you will become aware of the emotions behind why you're doing the negative patterns, the negative actions, the best thing with awareness and with understanding your emotions is that it's going to be hard for you to continue them, because if you continue them, you will prove to yourself that you intentionally want to sabotage yourself. And before you were doing it unconsciously, but this is one of the best thing with awareness. And even if sometimes you might go back to an old pattern, you will consciously become aware of it. And what matters, as I said earlier, is that each time you decide to either continue pursuing your journey even with the failures, or going back to the old identity that wasn't ever serving you ever. So this was the end of the video, my angels. I really hope this video truly immensely helped you. And there is not 5, 6 tips, but there is the 3 big tips that I 100% believe will help each one of us. And on that, I will see you all in another video. And if you have any questions, you can write me in the comments some videos you want me to make or questions you want me to answer. I'm always there for you guys. And on that, I see you in another video. I love you all so much and I believe in all of you. Don't ever think you're not capable of achieving the things you want to do, because all it takes is the self-belief that you haven't proven to your brain yet. And once you do it, you're going to be capable of getting there. Thank you, my angels.